And now, Kyle and Steven present another episode of the Go F Yourself podcast.
It's Fix.
Really? Well, that's embarrassing. The Go Fix Yourself podcast.
Welcome to the Go Fix Yourself podcast, the podcast where we are fixing our worldview one conversation at a time. I am your co-host, Steven, and sitting across from me, as always, is Kyle.
Yeah, that is quite the intro. It's another week of digitally penetrating each other's ears. We are back. Well, digitally, not in the finger way, but as like the digital
just keep
way.
digging, my dude. Just
well, when
keep
people
digging.
say digits digitally, that means fingers.
Okay, my head didn't go there. My head went digital, like we are technology.
Yeah.
It didn't go digits.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, welcome to the Go Fix Yourself podcast. Today, as it has been, is just Kyle and I. We are back into the studio. We are recording guests, but since we've had issues with scheduling and people rescheduling and canceling, we decided, hey, we're gonna, bunch them up and let's just keep doing me and Kyle. And of course, this one is a day late, as it has been, because you know why, Kyle?
Well, why? I don't know.
Oh, I was hoping you would tell me.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
This weekend was pretty busy. For me, I'm sure it was busy for you. What did you do? Because I have no idea.
Alicia turned 32.
Holy cow, she's so young.
Yeah.
Tell her I said that.
I will. We went to Seward for her birthday.
Oh,
we rented
lovely.
a lovely apartment right in downtown. And we went to all the places. If you're familiar with Seward, Alaska, it's right on the water. It's got some cute little shops, cute little restaurants, amazing food. We went to the Cookery, if you're familiar with that. We went to Primrose Provisions. We went to the Flamingo. I mean, we hit all the spots in one night. And needless to say, we were maybe a little hungover on Saturday for her birthday.
A birthday done right. What does she think about 32? What's her positive outlook on it? Because I know Alicia has a interesting view on life that's different than a lot of people's.
She's not real worried about it. It's funny because I think the only thing I was like, we woke up and I was like, hey, happy birthday. How does it feel? You feel any different? Like the fucking dad thing.
Shut up, Steven.
You feel any different? She fucking slapped me. No. She was like, yeah, no, it doesn't feel any different. I'm just excited for 33. I was like, what? Like she's already looking towards, because that's the golden, when it's double digits. Like 22, 33, 44, 55.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called. I don't think it's golden, though. Golden
golden is your actual birthday. That's
day.
Right. But so she was like, I'm just excited to turn 33. And I was like, all right, well, let's slow down there, partner. Let's worry on 32 first.
That's 365 days away.
Yeah. So we had fun. We went to Seward, came back, and then we chilled. What she loves to just sit out in the sun and just chill. So we chilled for the afternoon. She opened up gifts, presents. I got her a rock tumbler.
What the hell is that?
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So
I'm assuming it's something that like shakes rocks up, maybe in the sense of
exactly. That's
like
all it does.
Spiritual thing.
No, it's a geology thing.
Oh, okay.
So she's like a big rock.
Yeah,
she's a big rock collector. So we'll go out to like the ocean or walk around, and she'll like see these cool rocks. Be like, oh hell yeah, I want this one. I'm gonna bring it home. And then she just has them on our table in the living room. And so her dad, when we went to visit in Reno in April, he had this rock tumbler and he had like these really polished rocks. I was like, I gotta get one for her. So I bought one for her, and I never thought about this. So basically what it is a machine like a dock, and then you put the rocks in like a cup almost, put it on its side, put some water in it, put a little packet of like grit or polish in there, and then seal it up, and then basically put it on the dock, and then it just turns.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah. So I was like, honestly, we'll probably use this thing once, maybe for a couple hours, and then have some cool rocks, and then we'll probably maybe not use it for another several years, right? It's like one of those kind of gifts.
Yep.
Makes it look cool, but it takes a fucking month to
tumble.
polish to tumble these rocks, dude.
Whoa.
A month. I had no idea. The first, like, there's like all these really like the packets that come with it, the grit. It's like, all right, this one's gonna take 5 days, and so it's just been sitting in our bathroom, just constant. It's just like it sounds like a dryer, just like constant.
Jeez, I didn't know people. I mean, I knew people love rocks. I mean, people love everything.
So
but...
we're already like, yeah, maybe we won't go the full month. It's just like it's already on the result. 2 days.
Yeah,
I know. We got to do it. But it's already on 2 days, and it's just a constant. Now, it's not bad because it's in the bathroom that's downstairs, but it is just like it sounds like a dryer, just constant all the time. And so got one of that. And then we went to Altura Bistro.
Oh, yeah.
If you've ever heard of Altura.
I got a big old gift card ready to use there.
Bro, that is probably our favorite restaurant. And then they stepped it up for me. We were in... So if you're familiar with Altura Bistro, I think we've talked about it on here before. We're trying to get Nate Bentley, the chef, who just won a giant award, by the way. He won like on Saturday, the day that we went, he won like the national seafood. He was like came in second. So
Okay.
like for the national seafood competition or something like that. So big award. And anyway, so it's a phenomenal food. The decor is lacking, but the food is what you go for. Sure. Anyway, we're in the second room, so it's the one that's kind of like not the main room. Have you been there, right?
Yeah, I haven't been in the other room, but
okay, we were in the other room, and that's where we were sitting, and it was fine. It was great. We had a great server, and then they started setting up like a 10 top, which is 10 people, at like right next to us, and then they came in, and they were pretty loud, but it wasn't like we weren't gonna complain or anything. We were just like, oh wow, we just have to talk louder, I guess. And the servers, we knew 2 of them. They came over and they're like, do you guys want to move? We have an empty table up in the room. You guys can come up, and like it's quiet. Like, we're so sorry about this. And we're like, oh my God, yeah, of course. Like, that's so nice. So we tipped them a little bit more than we usually would, because I thought that was like, I love it when servers or managers go above and beyond. Like we didn't even see it really as a big problem. We were like, oh, this is just an obstacle we have to overcome, like them being loud. But it was really, really nice for them to do that. So, and then yeah, that was the weekend. And then we had like family stuff all Sunday. And so it was a fun long weekend just to get away. And it's been gorgeous out. What did you do? You've been golfing? You
just
playing
golf, man.
Playing those tournaments, baby.
Yeah, just like that was a good replica of my swing right there. We had the state amateur this weekend, which is kind of like the biggest tournament of the season.
How did you fare out in that one?
Brooks
Koepka.
I had a bad day one. Had a lot on my mind. And golf is a big mental game.
Yeah.
If you don't come in focused, and it's like, what's a good like a yoga practice, right? If you go into yoga or meditation and you're not in the right headspace, you come out of there maybe feeling like I didn't give it my best, or it wasn't productive. It's kind of like similar with golf in a lot of ways. It's like I just wasn't in a good headspace. Anyways, wrapped it up with a really good round yesterday. I came in 12th, which was...
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean...
Out of how many? How many are we talking about here?
In the championship flight, which was like all of the top or all of the lowest handicaps, which is like the better players. I think there was 35 guys or 36. And then there was the first flight, which was another 40, 50 guys. So
we're looking at maybe like 100, close to 100, maybe?
Maybe. I'll say like 90 to 100.
90? Okay, and so you came in like top 15? That's not bad.
Yeah, I played
not bad.
Decent. Yeah, not bad. Not what I wanted. I've been a little frustrated, but regardless, did that all weekend. wife just left last night.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I am
Oh no,
Mr.
Kyle, I'm so sorry.
I'm Mr. Mom. Got the kids, and actually, I take that back. I'm not
What did
Mr.
you
Mom.
do?
I am Dad.
What did you do to make her leave?
She left me. She has tickets to Taylor Swift in LA.
Those coveted tickets, baby.
I know.
Wow.
They're spendy, but
nice.
Somehow her sister ran into some.
How much were they? Do you know?
Colleen was just like, I have 3 tickets. One of them is for you if you'd like to come down.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
I have no idea what. I know they're going for like thousands. Hundreds. I think.
Yeah,
like $1,200 was. I
saw Beyonce is now selling tickets for behind the stage.
Yeah.
No, but there's no glamour with being backstage. It's listening only, so that you don't get to see.
You wear a blindfold.
I don't know. I'm like, do they have TVs or something? But you're in the arena. You're backstage, but you're not in the good part of backstage.
Right.
And it's listening only, and it's like $187 per ticket.
Yeah. I mean,
those are expensive right there, but those are the cheapest. You don't even get to see the fucking show.
You don't even
I'm
get
just
to
like,
see.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
My buddy went to Europe and he saw The Weeknd in Germany. At the huge place. I don't even remember what it was called. But yeah, they were doing. It sounded like the same thing where you could kind of get side stage, backstage, where you don't like get. But you still see him because I've kind of like the 360 stage of how it was. Yeah. But I mean, even like Metallica, if you look at a lot of their concerts, they're set up like they play in the middle and then it's like 360 around them.
Yeah. Or man, I can't even imagine. Now, I'd rather pay for like the bad seats in an arena when it's like up, sloping up. Elevated, and you're like, all right, I'm in the, I had a friend who was at the Taylor concert last night or something I saw. And she was way up there, fucking up there. But like, she still had a view. Now, if you're at a Metallica concert at like a big festival, and there's 500,000 people, and you're in the fucking back, dude, you're looking over people.
6'4", 6'6".
Yeah, I know. Poor like small people. Like that's why they have the main giant like LED walls, like every 100 yards or something. And so I'd rather be in a big show in an arena. I've only seen. What's the biggest show you've ever seen?
I don't know. I feel
was
like
it Thera? Was it Thera?
Yeah, it was one of their shows on tour. It was pretty big. I couldn't even like squeeze into there. Yeah, I don't know.
Was it because it was like it
was in a
smallest,
closet?
Yeah, the smallest room ever.
I can't even think. I mean, like. I haven't really been to like huge festivals where there's like 100,000 people around there.
Doesn't interest me. I would love it. I would love it if I'm like with a band or something and like I can walk anywhere, all access or whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
But like
I'm not
being a general admission at like Coachella does not interest me. Being a VIP, yeah, absolutely. I'll go to Coachella, but no way will I like deal with those crowds.
I don't love music enough to be like dehydrated, trampled, rubbed up against like gross people. Like
sounds like
nobody I want to see that.
Good old Tuesday to me.
Yeah, that sounds
getting rubbed
like
up
Goops.
against.
Yeah. The whole I love live music to an extent. Like I much rather, I feel like I get so much more out of like listening to music through nice headphones and like really enjoying a song. But live music, it's got to be done right.
I agree with you on that one. I'll answer that question too. My biggest show was 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah, that'd be a big one.
It was 10,000 ish people.
Yeah.
It was
Jared.
Dude, it was insane. I just remember we were on the floor and we were sort of in the back. Just remember being blown the fuck away. And like they didn't really have insane production. They just had a giant LED wall and then they had confetti and beach balls and all that stuff. But definitely that was the biggest thing I've ever been to, I think.
How's his cult doing? I haven't heard much about him in a while.
Is he in a cult?
Basically, yeah, he has Jared Leto, man, he has like all this crazy stuff. He looks like Jesus a lot of times.
I've seen that. I do know that.
And then he had like he bought this like property, I thought. There's like this whole thing about him being a cult leader. And I'm
good
like,
for him, man.
You know, people put their minds to things and then they do them. And I'm just proud. Yeah. I'm proud of people that can pursue dreams.
And I'm a little jealous, gonna be honest.
We're this close to like being a part of one in some capacity.
I know. What did we say last week? Medium filled.
That's that
filled
is
with a
what we're
medium.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there for the picking. I just took it off the tree. Anyway, yeah. One of my favorite shows I've ever seen though, Architects.
Yeah.
Because it was like a band that me and Mason and Ronnie, who have been they're in my band, and I'm wearing my own merch. You know, are you really in a band if you don't wear your own merch? I'm wearing my own merch, people. If you don't, you're not
almost with
watching.
The mic covering it, it's like era.
Era.
Yeah,
it's the era.
Oh, Hera.
Yeah,
yeah.
Hera, Bira. No. So we went to see Architects, which is a very metal band. And it was like definitely, it was right after their guitar player passed away.
Oh,
and
really?
It was emotional. Yeah. But it was like, we saw them and it was like probably like, I don't know, less than 1,000 people at Studio 7 in Seattle. We flew down to go see the show. And
that's not very big.
No, it wasn't.
Very small.
That's what I'm saying. We were so lucky because now they're playing like 10, 15, 20,000 arenas. And like we saw them on like a super small scale. And I remember like they were touring with Straight from the Path, who, if you go back and I think listen to our earlier episodes, I am obsessed with their one song, Every Rich White Kid's Got Something to Say. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
like it's
irony.
So I know, but it's so it just gets me going. It's on my running playlist, and every time it comes on, I'm like, just pump it up, dude. I go fast. That was my favorite show. What was your favorite show? And you could have played it too. You could have played it too.
Nope.
I'll allow it.
It's easy. Kill Switch Engage at the Egan Center.
I played that.
2000.
No, wait. The second one. I played
this was before I was even in. Well, it had to be like 2010ish, 11 maybe. No, 2005ish probably.
Okay, yeah. This was the first time they were up. I didn't. That was with Howard.
It was with Howard, and
I didn't see that one.
That show was dope because I knew every song.
Holy Diver,
and they played Holy Diver, which is not their song. But
I know, but it's still like it's their main hit that I know.
Yeah. End of Heartache, Jesus, that thing had so many bangers on it. Anyway, so I was there with my buddy Dan Squid, aka. We get to the show, we see the openers. He gets in the mosh pit, and the lead singer or somebody of one of the bands jumps off and elbows him in the nose and breaks his nose, right? And so he comes back to me, and his nose is like crooked. And he's bleeding, and he's like, "I think I gotta go to the hospital." I'm like, okay, dude. Good luck. Kill Switch is coming up.
You made him go by himself?
I did.
Oh my god.
Because I was like, I can't miss this.
Oh, hey, you know what? True fan.
I got to tell him all about it after. And so I was just jacked about the whole show. I just knew every word, every lyric, and then Adam and all them just shredding up on stage. It was just magical. Because that was such a important band in my metal upbringing. And so that's probably easily the one. Kill Switch.
Yeah, I do remember Kill Switch the time that I saw them. They're coming back this year. Are you going to go see them at Alaska State Fair?
I don't know. I don't really have a lot of want to get into the, like, you got to drive at least an hour probably with traffic to go to the show that they're coming because it's at the State Fair. Then you got to get
be a big
in there,
show.
And then you got to find all where you're going to stand and stuff, and then watch the show for probably 2-3 hours, and then it's another hour and I'm like, is it worth it? I don't know.
Yeah.
sound at the fair is not always my favorite.
Yeah, are you guys going to Noah Khan? I know you guys like him.
We don't have tickets right now.
We don't either. We've talked about it.
I'm trying to figure out how to make that happen.
There's 3 shows I want to see this next year.
Young Gravy.
I forgot Young Gravy. No, I don't really care about Young Gravy.
I know.
I would like to see him, but I'm not going to pay a ton of money.
Yeah.
Like, I love Baby No Money, but I wouldn't pay a ton of money to see him. You know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough.
They did Baby Gravy, that album, and it's a good, funny album. But I'm not obsessed. I do want to. So Fred Armisen is playing Wendy Williamson this weekend, sold out.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna try to figure out how I can go because I really want to see Fred. Yeah, I mean,
that's always
we'll
the
see.
end.
I mean, oh man, that's another whole story. And then Noah Khan, Alicia wants to go see him. And then
Season of the Sticks. Yep.
Nate Bargatze. I'm gonna go see him. I'm gonna go see Nate. And then and he's the 26th. He's your birthday.
Yeah, so is Young Gravy, I think, too.
Oh, they might be like back to back or something like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's playing the music stages.
Oh,
I think they probably have a different stage for the comedy.
Maybe.
I would assume. I don't know.
But I don't know either.
Yeah, the fair
I just assumed it was the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, could be. The fair is always one of those things where it's like it goes on for 10 days ish, like almost
it's
2
like
weeks.
2 weeks now.
Yeah,
I think,
and
it goes on. It's every day now too, 14 days or something like that. It's insane.
I don't enjoy it that much. I used to love it. Now it's just like, and I'm not trying to brag here, but it's just like a reunion of everybody in the world walking by, and they're like, "Oh, hey, how's life? How's the kids?" And it's like, "Hey,
funny. Yeah, you said that.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, how's the?" And it's like, "Really good. How's your wife, kids, and everybody?"
It's like, we listened to that one episode of your podcast, and it's like, why'd you stop?
Yeah, because it sucked. Yeah, but
yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't. First off, I don't enjoy
small talk.
Well, yes, that is one thing. I do enjoy seeing people if I'm like, I haven't seen them for a long time, and it's like, okay, it is nice to say like, oh my gosh, how have you been? Like, what are you up to nowadays? Just a little catch up. But if it's constant, like the fair is, it's, because I mean, we sound like we're fucking pretentious. Like, oh man, we know so many people. It's insane.
It is wild how many people hate us.
I don't mind staying high every once in a while, but then it does become a thing. I think my thing is like, it doesn't change at all. The fair.
Oh yeah. It's the same food cards, same games, same rides, same.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. I'm like,
vendors.
It doesn't. Yeah,
but people love that. A lot of people.
Some
love
people
that.
love the repetition.
Yeah,
I am, for one, am not the biggest fan. I do love, like, we went last year one time. We went to see Lauren Daigle. Now, Lauren Daigle, worship artist, Christian worship artist. I'm not the biggest fan of like worship music anymore, but man, I was fucking blown away by her. And it was like super sunny, and it was like, the one perfect day to go. And it was the last day of the fair. I didn't mind going to the farm exhibit. I do like seeing all the animals and the vegetables and like the giant pumpkins. But then after that, I was like bored,
Yeah, it's like, I'm jealous of...
I hadn't been in like 5 years.
Yeah.
And then like it was still like I know exactly what's around this corner.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done the fair a couple years, like with a booth for previous things, and it was just like walk around for 5 minutes, and I was like,
Get your Viagra.
Get your Viagra. But the thing
with your horny goat weed.
Ooh, we're doing
your
gas
glizzy
station
pills.
now.
Get your glizzy pills.
Have you ever taken those?
No.
Okay,
I've never.
Don't get defensive. Jeez.
Glizzy pills?
Well, like the gas station pills.
Oh.
Like all of those.
No, I've been very curious about them though. But no, I don't. I mean, we don't even live in the state where there's like gas station pills.
Yeah, we do.
Where? Which ones?
Why?
I'm just kind of curious. I'm asking for a friend.
They're always at the front counter, like at. Oh, it's got to be a holiday.
Okay.
Because I've seen them, and if you read them, and you're like, Really? Are people actually buying these? And I mean, they wouldn't have them.
I'll take 2 packs of smokes, some batteries, and can I get 14 glizzy pills, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's going to be a long night. I'm on night shift.
I always think about Aziz Ansari's bit where he like talks about going to CVS and then he gets like a liter of Coke, 50 blank CDRs, and a box of condoms.
Oh yeah.
And then he's on his checkout and he's like, man, it'd be so funny if I came back every day for the next several weeks and bought the exact same things every morning. And it's like, man, he's burning. How many CDs is he burning every night? How many chicks is he doing every night? Like, what is he doing every day? That would be funny.
It would be fun to mess with people like that. I just don't have the time or the effort to really invest in messing with people.
No.
But somehow
I wish we did.
I found myself having enough time to stumble into a new world of YouTube videos.
New world.
Exactly.
Man, I wish. That's why we need buttons, dude. That's why we need buttons.
We have you. You did a great job carrying us into that next thing. Aladdin.
I got you, baby.
I have been watching the absolute piss out of restoration videos. I don't know why.
What kind of restoration videos?
Like, we're talking, generally they're guns or weapons.
Yes,
and they're rusty,
like knives. Like knife
anything.
videos.
Knives,
yes.
guns,
what the fuck? Get
axes.
Out of my head.
And I am just sitting there watching them with, like, Molly will like come over and look at me watching them. She's like, what do you get out of this? And then,
that's so
and
funny.
then they'll put something on there. I was like, this is a solvent that's going to knock some of that rust off. It's going to be pretty awesome. And right when he does it, I kind of like let out like a, oh.
You're like, goes, I can't fucking wait. I can't fucking wait.
When he takes that brush to that barrel, oh my God. And it's like, yeah, she's just like looking at me like, ew, something is going on here and I don't like it.
It is so funny that you say that because now I've actually never gone to YouTube and like looked up something, but when it's on like TikTok or like, one of those, I think it's basically TikTok, right? Because it's every video is different. It'll like show me that stuff.
Right.
I'll stay and watch it every 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Just
like
because it's interesting
too. Watches is another good one.
Yes. I love watches. I love making stuff. There's one that it is so fucking soothing is someone making a authentic Chinese teapot out of like clay. Yeah. And it's how they do it. And then there's no music behind it, and it's just
like
this
ASMR kind of.
Yes, and it's just the sound of like their hands, like shaping the clay, or like their tools, or banging on, forming the clay or whatever. I love that shit. I love it. Yeah, I'll watch it.
It's something like the thumbnail is like a old, like KR-98 like sniper rifle that looks like it's been in the bottom of a shipwreck for like 60 years. And so like he pulls it out, pulls it apart. I'm like, how does he have the knowledge on how to like not only take it apart, clean it, rebuild it, put it back together perfectly, but then he ends up like firing some of the guns at the end that he gets like
ballsy.
And I'm like, you don't want to have an accidental. But I just love seeing something that's crap be brought back to life.
Yep, I did too. I watched this one. It was a bread knife, like it was like a weird giant like knife that was connected to like a base, and then you cut like big pieces of bread with it, and it's all super rusty and gross. And then this is my pet peeve with those videos. They'll like get to a part where you're just like, oh, he's gonna put it together and it's gonna look real good. Like for part 2, it's like, fuck you. And then you go to their site, you go to their Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and you look for part 2. It's not up yet. That pisses me off. I will block the shit out of you if you do that shit. You better, if you do part 1, you better put up part 2 real fucking fast.
Done. Yeah.
You better put part 2 up real quick. Or just let me know. I'm still working on it. I'm going to get to part 2.
I filmed part 1 last week. Part 2 will be up in 3 months.
I mean, literally, but that is better. Like knowing that it's like coming. I'm like, all right, whatever. But like when he said like for part 2 and he posted it like several days ago, and it's like you were literally in the middle of like doing something. You didn't just like stop and then just go do something else. He finished it. The project is fucking finished, but he didn't want to finish the video unless we liked it. So guess what I did?
Blocked him.
I didn't like it.
Oh.
I didn't block. I'm
Like,
curious.
subscribe.
If if it does pop up, I'll watch it. So I don't want to block him, but I definitely didn't like that shit.
Yeah,
I was like, get him a like from me. I don't care anymore. I'm also obsessed with because of Alone. I think we talked about this
bushcrafting.
You're
a regular old bushwhacker now. Huh?
I love watching the Indian dudes who are in the middle of the forest and they're like creating these gorgeous swimming pools.
Yeah.
And it's like a palace. And I'm first off, don't know if it's all true. I don't think it is, but it is amazing watching them do something. And it's like a 45-minute video or whatever, but I'll watch it. I might skip through. It is like funny when it's like, he's digging with his little shovel.
Yeah.
Right? He's like digging and then all of a sudden like it cuts to and it's like the fucking ravine has been made. I'm like, you guys have something. You have to.
You have tools.
You have to.
Yeah.
You got to have some kind of shit like that. I do like those.
I have a bunch of those on my not for you because I'm mainly a YouTuber now, right? I'm trying to stay off social like TikTok, Instagram. Granted, I do check them every once in a while, but I find myself like pulling away from that and going to more long form because I'm teaching Aiden right now that he's harming himself by just consuming short form content strictly. Because when it comes to anything think of it like this. If all you did was consume 15-second clips and you go to school, you go to anything that you have to learn something that takes more than 15 seconds to learn, a skill, some knowledge, read a book, whatever.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
All of those things require attention more than 15 seconds.
Right.
And so I feel like kids these days are training themselves to, if I don't get my little fix in 12 seconds, and that's a lot, then it's not worth learning about.
Yeah. I guess in my head, I go the ADD route because that was me even before short form content. I was like, if it takes longer than 10 minutes, like I'm out. I'm done. I was a big I didn't have ADD under control. And so if I could have learned in small increments, I would have chosen to do that. And I think it would have been way more profitable for me as a developing young teen that didn't know he had ADD until he was like 15 to actually learn, but instead of like sitting in class for 45 minutes on one fucking math problem or whatever. Now I enjoyed history and stuff like that, but so I kind of get the whole short form content because at least for me now I'm coming from a little bit of a ADD world, but
sure. And
I see what you're saying. People who aren't ADD or who maybe, I don't know.
I think even if you have ADD, there's things that you cannot learn in a short period of time. Like,
okay, yeah.
Regardless of what it is. Like,
but is he trying to learn though?
No.
Is that really? No, that's the
but
thing.
That's what I'm saying is he's getting used to being delivered information in a short period of time. Whether you're learning or not, you're like, oh, because you're getting some sort of brain signal being like, oh, this made me happy. All dopamine, all of those things that like, this made me happy. Okay, cool. Swipe. Oh, that sucks right away. I'm swiping. And so it's training you to, if I'm not satisfied with what I got immediately, then it's not worth watching the full thing. And so
I get that.
That's more my issue.
I do feel that actually, now that you're saying it, like I think when I go to YouTube, like I will literally look for the shortest time video, right? So if I'm like going to learn something like for filmmaking or whatnot, if it's like a 6-minute video, nope, I want a 2-minute video, right? If I see that, I'd rather pick the shortest one because I'm in a hurry. I want to get this done. I want to get this out to the client or done for myself or whatever, and I want the shortest one.
What
Especially if it's something I've learned before and I just need a refresher.
Sure. I guess that's interesting because, like, when I go to YouTube, I look at views and subscribers versus length of
And
video.
so
Because I'm like, if something has more views, more people have found it, or it's been more valuable to more people. And I know that's not always true, but that's how I would view, like if you're looking at two movies, one movie that's been reviewed 10,000 times versus a movie that's been reviewed 5 times, you'd be like, well, it's probably the one that's got a ton of reviews, right? So
yeah,
because you have the power to fast forward through anything.
You have the power to do anything you want, Kyle.
You really do. It's like Click, a great movie, a very underrated movie.
Yeah, no. So I do see what you're saying as far as like learning in short time frames, but I'm also a big fan of that. Now, speaking of learning, I signed up for masterclass. Have you ever dove into that?
Are you trying to squeeze in an ad into our podcast? Because that's I just started wearing MeUndies.
No, I wear MeUndies every day.
Yeah.
I didn't just start wearing MeUndies. I've been
I had them forever ago. They sucked. No. That's my ad.
No. One no, I'm serious. Like I'm watching Masterclass right now. Like so I'm kind of pissed at them, but I'm also really enjoying it. First off, they were like, "Hey, you get a month free trial." I was like, "I'll sign up for that shit."
Yep.
I must have signed up for it previously or something, and I already got my month trial. So they didn't say like, "Hey, you get your you've already gotten your free month trial." They just charged me for the whole fucking year. I was like, "Fuck you guys." Yeah.
They got you.
And so they got me, but I was like, okay, whatever. There was a couple classes on there that I'm like curious in, and fuck, man, I am enjoying the hell out of it. Now,
so what are you
speaking
learning
about long form content, it's definitely. What am I learning about?
Yeah, like what are the classes you're trying to master?
Well, so I mean, this is only a few days, but the one that really kind of got me I got a master class ad. And it was this influencer guy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm taking this class by the Duffer Brothers." Now, if you're familiar with the Duffer Brothers, they were the guys that created Stranger Things. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm in love. I love Stranger Things. I love like anything that has to do with like 90s, 80s, like John Hughes movies or the Goonies or Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
And so anything like that's like that, I love it. So Stranger Things is very, very awesome to me. So I was like, and it's all about the Duffer Brothers and how they came up with their concept for Stranger Things, how they wrote it, and how they like basically sold it to Netflix. And so I'm like probably about halfway through, and then they're like, we're going to come up with a spinoff for Stranger Things. Now, this is not like a real TV show, but we're just going to give you an insight into what we do and how we do it. And so literally they're on, and it reminded me of how we work, because they'll do Google Docs, and like they will literally just be like, all right, typing and talking out something, and it's one of the other guys will delete what the other guy like said, like, no, let's do it like this. Oh, that's good, that's better, do it like this. And then they're just writing out like ideas, right? And then basically you just saw their process, their brainstorming, and then they're like, okay, this is actually not a bad idea. Let's go in and tighten this up. And then so they do another 20 to 30 minutes on how they're tightening it up and what they're doing and what they're changing. And actually, this is a better idea. And so it's phenomenal. I'm loving it. And so there's a lot more masterclass classes that I'm really excited to dive into, because I'm like, this is the first one that I've ever been like, oh yeah, I want to like get masterclass because of this one.
Sure.
So not an ad, just really enjoying it.
So if like I feel like a good example. I mean, you're trying to learn something, but like, do you think you could learn a lot of that stuff in a really short time? Like, if let's say they split it up into 15-second reels, like, do you think you would get the full effect out of it?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I do see the long form side of things.
Yeah.
Because I will, when it comes to filmmaking, if I'm interested in something that I don't know anything about, I do enjoy the long form content. But I have to be interested in it, though. That's the thing.
I get
Now,
that.
if it's something that like will just help me and in life, I don't really need to be passionate about it, then like, yeah, a 1 minute reel or a 2 minute video, like I'm like, okay, you got me. I'll watch it. I'll watch you clean this knife. I don't know how to clean rusty knives, but
and I
I'm
probably
in.
never will.
Oh, now you're making a little little pouch for it out of leather. Yeah, let's watch you do that too. I love this shit. I love it.
They know how to get us.
That's not going to help me. I'm not going to do that shit.
Yeah,
they do. I think it's like once you reach an age, they're like, all right, they've reached the age. Now give them all the restoration videos.
Well, that's why I'm waiting for all the Traeger
That's how
videos to hit my my feed,
no.
because I just
Do you have a Traeger?
I won one. I won one in a golf tournament.
For golf?
Yeah.
Like a big one?
Yeah, like a Costco Traeger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my whole team
I'm coming
got
over.
One. So it's not here yet.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
okay.
It should be delivered soon.
Are you excited about that?
I don't know, because I don't know much about them, to be honest. Besides, it's more of a smoker than like a grill. Mm-hmm. So it's not like
that's all I know about them too.
Yeah, because I like to just throw some steaks on the grill and stuff like that. And then they were like, "Yeah, it's not really. It's more like you're gonna finish a steak in there, or sear it for a second, or maybe not sear it. No, whatever. I was getting advice from some people.
Right. Yeah, I know. Because Rustic Goat, when I worked there, they had a Traeger, like a really fancy one.
Okay.
Real big one. And like permanent, right? It was like they bolted it to the floor outside. That thing, it was like magic, because they would like put a timer in it, and it was like I don't know how they did it, but basically they would just put the thing in there if they're testing out food, put it in there, put a timer in, and then 2 hours later or whatever, it's like this amazing smoked chicken. Oh, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I'm like a big fan of something smoked too. Yeah. Like I love smoked salmon. I love like just a little extra smoky flavor. Now, Alicia's not the biggest fan. Like I love smoky drinks. She doesn't like smoky drinks. Sure. I love like, when they come over and then, smoky yoso.
Yeah,
and
I remember that one.
When they put the smoke through the glass at Willowa, I love that shit. I think I'm like, yes, every time put smoke in my glass. Put smoke up right up it. Blow smoke into it. I'm in. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. You're gonna have to invite us over.
Trouble connecting to the internet.
Holy.
It looks like a router issue, so try restarting it.
Oh no.
Unplug the router. Wait
maybe
10 seconds.
Maybe it's a good time to stop the podcast then. Is she? I was having issues with my internet last week.
Okay, because
I heard her a lot. I heard her a lot saying that last week. Okay, well, maybe on that note, it's a good way to end the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we wrapped this one up nicely with me changing my Instagram handle to Meat Smoker once I get my Traeger. That's gonna be my new handle that you guys will be able to look up.
Oh no, golf
Alaskan
and Traeger. I'm like, dude, you might as well just like fucking move to Utah and call yourself a forever dad, because you are going to be just doing golf and route. Smoking.
Meat smoking and hole poking
and pole driving.
Jeez.
Oh God.
Well, I think we covered a few things.
So actually, let's do a little quick planning session. Are we going to be releasing guest podcasts next week, or are we going to do one more week of just me and you?
I kind of feel like I'm really excited about this next guest one.
I say we do, but I say we do. Okay, you know what? If you want to, it is a good podcast. I'm excited. I'm also meeting him for coffee tomorrow morning. So we have Kyle Harrington. He's a musician in local music scene, but also like he's a guitar teacher, a bass teacher, and ukulele. But he's added doing sound baths. Now, what is a sound bath? I don't know. We didn't know. We do now because we got fucking fixed, dude.
Yeah.
We got fixed.
And it involves,
because it was a great one.
Yeah, you take off all your clothes, you get in a bathtub with all of your closest friends, and you play loud music. And there's your sound bath.
I'm in.
Yep.
Sound baths are the best.
Yep. You get your family.
I'm excited about it.
Everybody.
Okay, so maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. Let's talk about it. But we're excited to start doing guests. We have a comedian lined up who's going to teach us about what he does in the comedy scene. We have some entrepreneurs lined up. We've got some rappers lined up because God knows you're looking at two white boys. We don't know jack shit about rapping on stage.
I got some
Speak
bars.
for yourself.
Yeah.
You gonna say that?
That's what I'm gonna
speak for yourself.
Guys, when can I get a few bars at the next set? You know, they call me the chemist for a reason.
You guys want to do a song with us?
Yeah.
You know, we did. There was this one time. Do you remember when we did this? And we'll wrap the podcast up after this. Is when we were like, all right, what's a funny video we can make? Right. This is before we had made like little short films. There was like a big rap video that just kind of went viral, like a funny parody video. Mm-hmm. And so we were like, let's fucking do that. So I made this little beat, and then we started like sending each other verses on top like of us rapping to the beat of lyrics. And man, that's probably we probably still have some that somewhere.
Oh yeah.
But
I think mine was something along the lines.
Definitely.
You can find me on the back 9 with my Tech 9. You know, it's like it was like golf and rap. And I had the flow going. So maybe we'll bring it back.
I think I will. Maybe. That's not a bad idea. But
maybe.
On that note, we'll see you with a guest or without a guest. We don't know.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.
Check out gofixyourselfpodcast.com. Go get yourself some merch, coffee mug that you can put on your desk and then tell people to go fix themselves. They love to hear that first thing in the morning when you show up to your job.
Yes.
It's kind of a thing everybody does.
You know what? Tell people you listen to Go Fix Yourself. But either way, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. Kyle and Steven will be back with a new episode next week. In the meantime, check out gofixyourselfpodcast.com. And remember to always go fix yourself.